Hey, good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could be here with me this morning, Tuesday, January 4th. Here at Forex Smart Trade, our mission is to help you become the best version of yourself. And we do that by teaching you how to currency trade with our proprietary trading indicators. And we supplement that with what we consider to be the best in the business one-on-one personalized training. And we think one-on-one training is really the only way to effectively and efficiently learn to currency trade. With that, with our signals, we have a dozen different signals. On this trade, I use two specific ones, one called the 10-point trade and the other called the thick orange line trade. So with that, let's get into it. We need to start by listening to this guy. So let's get going.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
All right. One of the other great things about the program is that we do these live trades. If you are in the light program, which you are trying out the indicators, you've got access to what we're showing up here in the yellow. A little bit later this morning, there is the introduction to coaching, where they will also do another live trade. If you are a regular member, you get well over an additional 10 live trades a week with experienced traders who know what they're doing. Everyone has a slightly different style and way they like to trade, so you get to see a variety of different programs, and we will create a trade plan around your likings. So with that, let us get right into the trading. Last night we were not able to find a trade that we liked. Here is our last thing is I do trade off of a routine. I check and make sure everything is live and working. This morning I did that before we came on. My charts weren't updating, so I switched over to the secondary feed, and everything seems to be okay. Good habit is to review each day's trade, specifically what didn't go as planned, and attempt to figure out why, and then put that in your tool bag to include it as one of your trading rules. As we are technical traders, news impacts currency, so we want to know what that news is so that we can trade around it. And the best place I've found to find that news is on Forex Factory. Forex Factory breaks the news down into news that impacts currency into low impact, medium impact, and high impact with the red. And this morning we have two items coming up on the USD at 10 a.m. Usually I like to give myself a little window to be out of the trade by 2 hours beforehand. That leaves like a little bit of room in case my analysis is off, so I'm not holding a pair when the news item hits. So if we take a scalp trade this morning, it would be closed before 8 a.m. If we're taking a little bit longer trade, we would need to think about if we're going to run over this border here. So with that, let's go ahead and start our analysis. The first, or the chart that I'm going to use, when you see these little arrows here, that means the chart isn't updated. So click them, they update, and you can see that when my charts, the clocks weren't updating, showing 0, I went over and changed to the secondary feed. There's a primary and a secondary feed here. I switched it over to the secondary feed, and it seems to be working okay. I'll probably go to try to change it back after we're done here, but for now we'll just use the secondary feed. On this chart, this is one of the standard layout charts. The light 6 major, I call it the composite chart because it's showing us 6 different currency pairs. And on this first chart, they're all US based on a 1 hour candle. I like to trade principally off of a 1 hour candle. I find it's less work, and it gets me it fits my risk profile. I can typically find 3 10 pip trades. If I do 30 pips a day, I'm doing terrific. Yesterday we found a couple trades for 20 pips. I start with this middle chart. Well, we call this the majors and the minors. The red and green lines are the major indicator. The black and gray are the minor indicator. And I am looking for situations where these lines are either below the red line, which is the oversold line, or above the blue line, which is the overbought line. When the lines are up here, that means the market's overbought. When the market's overbought, that's a good time to sell. Likewise, when the lines are down here, the market's oversold. That is a good time to buy. Now, then what I'm going to look at is what the lines are doing to figure out my timing of when to get in. So when we are oversold, I want all of these lines pointing up. When we are overbought, I want all of these lines pointing down. So right now, the miners have started to enter the oversold, but everybody's still going down. So we've got nothing here. Euro USD, everybody's going down and still in the channel, so we're going to pass. Pound USD, we are overbought. Miners are coming down steeply. Majors are also pointing down, but not quite as steeply. And the red line is crossed over the green, and the black line here is crossed over the gray. So I've got 3 points. Those are my starting 3 points for the 10-point trade. 1, that we're overbought. 2, that the lines are pointing down. And 3, I've got the double cross. Now, in terms of, so I've got the first 3 points. When I have the first 3 points, I am then going to continue with my analysis by going up to the TNTs and seeing how many lines agree with what I am looking at here. Now, the one thing I don't like, even though I have the 3 points, is this line isn't that steep. This line isn't that steep. So it's maybe at, I prefer it to be, coming down at a steeper slope. But for now, we've got the 3 points, so I'm going to continue with my analysis. The 2 orange lines are telling me sell, both going down. The blue lines are inversely related, so when blue is going up, that means sell. So here, both blue lines are going up, so they're telling me sell. So all 4 lines here are telling me sell. So I've got 3 here, 4 here. and then I need to have 1 point from my pressure. The more that I have in agreement across the board, when I have points from all three sections, that gives me the highest probability the trade is going to do what I want, because each section is measuring something different. And so I want the lines either going down, or I want the red line on top, or both. Right now I've got up pressure. The up pressure is weakening. It's starting to roll. The green line here is losing steepness and its slope, but it's still going up. And I don't have the red line on top. So I do not have a point here. Without a point here, I'm going to pass. I want to have a point where I get points from each of the three sections, where I have a minimum of 7 points. 3 from here, minimum of 3 from here, where we've got 4, and 1 from here, or minimum of 1 from here. I don't have that here. When this red line crosses over, and it might in the next hour, this becomes a trade that I'm going to consider. Once I have the setup and I see the points, then I'm going to go to a more detailed chart on the pound USD to confirm that I like the signal by looking at the 2-hour and the 4-hour chart. Then I'm also going to add to that. I'm going to figure out where the support and resistance are to try to, and what the trend is to figure out how many pips are available. But we don't have enough here to continue that analysis. So let's just keep searching. Dollar, Canadian dollar, overbought. Majors are coming down, minors are going up, so I don't have agreement between the majors and the minors, so I'm going to pass. Dollar, Swiss franc, we are more than halfway through the channel, so I'm going to pass. If the green line was a little lower, below the halfway mark, I would still maybe consider it. But notice the slope on this line versus the slope on this line. See how much steeper this is? And then you can see the big green candle here. Had we caught this back here, we could have got a little piece of this run. But that's the trick, just waiting for it. It's starting to pull back a little bit. But let's go ahead. I want to see what else there is before we decide. We can come back to the USD CHF. As it's kind of pulled down below the halfway mark. Overbought, and we've got conflict between the majors and the minors. So let's go to our next pair. So what I've done is I've cloned this chart, and I've just put different currency pairs in. On this, they are non-US based currency pairs. Euro pound, oversold, still going down. Australian dollar, yen, overbought, going up. Euro Canadian dollar, overbought, everybody's going down, and I've got the double cross. Reds crossed over, blacks crossed over, and there's actually a nice steepness to this. So I like this setup. So we've got 3 points here, so I'm going to go up to my TNTs. 2 orange lines coming down, dotted blue going up. Dotted blue going up means sell, so 3 here. But the pressure, we've got kind of sideways pressure. Green line is coming down. I'm trying to decide whether this can be considered down pressure. It is, the closer these lines are, the stronger the signal. So we've got this big gap. We do have the green line coming down, even though it's on top, and the red line is kind of going down. So is that a down signal? It's a weak down signal. It's not like this down signal. I'll tell you what, it's kind of close to being a down signal, very weak down signal. So let's do a little bit more analysis. To do that little bit more analysis, I am going to take a chart that has multiple time frames on it. And in this case, this is the Euro USD. I'm going to change it to Euro Canadian. Euro Canadian. And so this is just one pair versus a composite of pairs on different times. So here's a 2-minute, a 30-minute, a 1 hour, a 2 hour, a 4 hour, and a day chart. So what I like to see on the chart is I want confirmation from the 2 hour and the 4 hour. And that confirmation I am looking for is I really want all 4 lines to be overbought also on the 2 hour and on the 4 hour. You can see that on the 2 hour, we never got to overbought. The reason I want to see the overbought is if for some reason this signal changes, if I'm overbought here and overbought here, it's going to come down eventually. So even if I miss on the analysis here, something in the short term changes this, I'm going to pick the trade up with the 2 longer term signals. So I don't need them to be pointing down. I just want them overbought. They're overbought, they're eventually going to turn. But here on both of them, we're both in the middle of the channel. They've started to turn, but I don't like that. I want specifically the majors up here on both. And I don't have that. Since I don't have that, I'm going to pass. If I had that, then I would do a little bit more analysis then on the trend and where the support lines are. But I don't have that. So I kind of decided that this was okay, but when I decided that the pressure was okay and did a little bit more analysis, I didn't like where the 2 hour and 4 hour were for my entry. So I'm going to pass. In the middle, majors are over, or minors are overbought. Majors are just entering the other side of the channel. Pound yen overbought, going up. Euro Australian dollar starting, it's just about reaching overbought and starting to turn, so nothing. Let's go to our next pair. Again, the chevrons, I'm going to update it, bring it current. Canadian yen overbought, going up. Euro, New Zealand dollar, majors are overbought, going up still. Pound New Zealand dollar overbought and going up. Miners are starting to turn. New Zealand dollar, yen overbought, going up. Gold USD it turned in the middle of the channel, is coming down. Bitcoin overbought and going up. So nothing there. Let's go to our next grouping. Again, let's bring the chart current. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. We're overbought, coming down, not quite halfway, so this is okay. So I've got 3 points here. 1, we were overbought. 2, all the lines are coming down. 3, I've got the red line on top and the black line on top. So 3 points here. I've got agreement with the 2 orange lines. I've got agreement with the dotted blue line, 3 out of 4 telling me sell. I have the red line on top, and it is starting to go down. The green line is going down, even though the red line isn't there. So I've got at least 1 point here, maybe 2, if you want to count that as downward pressure. I do like that the green line is going down. I do like to look at what the slope of the green line is on the pressure. So AUD, CAD. So now I want to go back and see what the 2-hour and 4-hour are telling me. So I'm going to just change this to AUD, CAD. And I want to, so this was the signal that we were looking at. I want to see what the 2-hour is doing. So the 2-hour is overbought. And interestingly, the lines are already coming down, pointing down. I'm not as concerned that the lines are pointing down, but when they are, that like strengthens my confidence in the trade. So in the 2-hour, we're going down. And in the 4-hour, we have reached the overbought. The lines haven't crossed yet, but we are overbought. So we're overbought here. We're overbought here. The pressure here, green is on top. It is up pressure, but the line is going sideways. In here, green is on top, and this is slight down pressure. So across the board, I like this for a sell. So I'm confident that if for some reason this changes, I can make it up on the 2-hour and the 4-hour. So now the next question is, where's our support and resistance? So if I go back to my little trade routine, I want to know what the trend is and what the support and resistance are. So let us. So here is just a clean chart with the candles on it and support and resistance. This is the Euro USD. This is what I trade principally. And support and resistance are spots where the lines seem to naturally stop the candles. So you can see right in here, it's naturally stopping. In here it's stopping. So when I'm taking a trade, I want to know where these spots are, because when I'm deciding how many pips I want, I'm going to take less pips than this line, because the chances are it's going to stop. So let's go ahead and change this to AUD CAD. And I don't trade this frequently, so it's going to be a clean chart. So we're going to have to add the support and resistance. So I'm going to pull the chart together to have a bigger time frame so I can see where the stopping spots are a little bit better, or I can see more of the stopping spots. All right, so this is giving us 3 months of stopping spots. I am going to go to my drawing tools, go to the horizontal. I'll drop a horizontal line on, and I'll just move it to kind of where I see the spots are. Stopped right in here, stopped in here. It's kind of stopping in here, in here, in here, in here. And then I'm going to draw a couple above and below. On the Euro USD, these tend to be about 30 pips apart. So right in here, right here a little bit, in here a little bit, in here a little bit, right in here a little bit. Right here, right here, right here, in here, in here, in here, over here, and let's put one more above. They tend to be about equidistance, but you can see this one's a little bit shy. This space here isn't as much as this space. So right in here, in here, right in here, right in here, right in here, right in here. Now the trend for the last, we did have principally a big uptrend for the month of December. And since the new year, since the end of last year, it's been coming down, coming down, coming down. And kind of yesterday, it seemed to flatten out here. The reason I want to know the trend is I don't want to trade against it. If the trend is up and I'm taking a sell trade, I am going to take less pips than I would if I'm taking a buy trade into the trend. So I want to make this so it's a little bit bigger so we can see it. And now I want to know how many pips do I have to each line. So up to here, I've got 14 pips. You can see up in the middle here. 14 pips till here. And I've got 7 pips till we hit this line. So we were looking at taking a sell trade. So this sell trade is worth 7 pips. I don't want to take more than that because the chances are we won't go through there. So 7 pips. All right, so we're just about the halfway mark, coming down, coming down. All right, we're going to go ahead and take a 7 pip sell on the AUD CAD. 7 pip sell on the AUD CAD. So first, I am going to click File, New Chart on my MetaTrader 4, and I'm going to look for AUD CAD. So I'm going to go down on this third column. Here it is. I'm going to open him up. Then I am going to, I want to keep the chart similar to what I'm looking at, 1 hour chart. And then I'm going to go to the second row, New Order. This is a demo account. To figure out my lot size, I'm going to move the decimal place over 4 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 1.17. So I'm going to round that up to 1.2. And I am going to have a market trade. I'm not going to worry about the stop loss and take profit at this minute. I just want to get the trade in. And oh man, we've got, there is a 2 pip spread. So we're going to net 5 pips on this. So I'm going to go ahead and sell. It drops it in. Once it drops it in, it records it here. I'm going to right click anywhere along the line. It brings up this menu. Go to modify. I'm going to add 7 pips. 7 pips is 70 points. If I put 70 in here and click copy as, it's going to do the math for me down here. So it has put the math in, and we're going to use a 4-to-1 stop loss for right now. 20. So if I did 7 pips, we're going to use 28 pip stop loss. So that's 280 points. Again, I click the red button. It does the math, and then I'm going to click, and it's going to drop it in. And you can see the line is just, it's touching here. Touching here, touching here, touching here, touching here, which is right about where that resistance line is. So we're going to get that. I'm expecting it's going to probably take And we can see if we go back, it's pushed down through the channel since we've talked, because we've gone on to a new candle. Push down, coming down the 2 hours, actually advanced to the same spot. The red line is crossed over here, so give this a couple hours. In 2 hours, we should get our 7 pips. All right, let's see if we have any questions. No questions. So thank you for joining me today. Trading is great. Our tools are great. If you haven't already tried the 30-day trial, please go ahead and sign up. ForexSmartTrade.com/register, and we will get you set up with your own set of the indicators, and we will give you some one-on-one instruction so that you can start seeing how accurate they are. All right, gang, thanks so much. We will see you on Thursday morning again. All right, bye-bye.